I was in this craft of all these beings, which happen to be greys, all pretending to have faces of people that I knew on their faces.
So how did you know they were greys?
Because I could see through the hologram faces of people that I knew, and it was bloody creepy.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Phoenix Awakened podcast. I am your host, Alison.
And I'm Jason. Hello everyone. Thanks for listening again.
And today we're going to discuss a dream that I had a while back, but I still remember it very vividly. So I was living in Bayswater. This is before Jason and I moved in together. This is probably going back maybe, 5 years?
Yeah, about 6 years,
something along those lines. And I was working at a bakery at that stage. And I remember one night, which I thought was real because, as we know, there are some dreams that feel absolutely real and some that you kind of know, okay, that was just a dream. So I remember one night I was hiding behind my bed in my room, and I remember I was trying to call you on my phone. And I was trying to call, and I could not get through. And I was like, for some reason, I was really, really scared. And I don't remember why I knew I was scared. I just felt really scared. And then all of a sudden, I thought to myself, fuck it. I got up, I jumped on the edge of my bed to where the window was, and I had a laser gun in my hands, and I just started shooting at what looked like alien bots. And there were many of them. And I was living in a, what would you call it, like a unit block or something?
Yeah, you're in a 2-bedroom unit.
I was in a 2-bedroom unit.
And there was other units around.
Yeah, I was number 13.
And so I used to call it the dark astral plane because it was just, the energy there was just not good. It was really yuck.
It was almost like it was like a catchment of really yuck energy.
Yeah, and that's funny because it was the bottom of a road as well. So all the energy, whatever, would just, I guess, like a river, flow into these units.
And there was 13 of them because I was number 13. And
lucky 13.
I just remember just shooting away at these little robot bots or robots or with these eyes that, like, literally they almost look like a walking R2-D2, but not as nice and friendly as R2-D2.
So how tall were they again?
Kind of like an R2-D2.
So like 3 feet tall.
Yeah, roughly maybe between 2 to 3 feet, like almost like my waist height. So I'm 5'2", and they came up to my waist pretty much. Yeah, and it was one of the craziest things. I don't even know how I had a laser gun with me. All of a sudden, I just remember jumping to the edge of my bed with a laser gun in my hand, shooting these alien robots that were coming after me.
And how did you go?
I woke up.
Oh.
I literally woke up, and I have no idea what happened afterwards.
Okay.
No clue what happened afterwards.
Okay.
But it was like one of those dreams that is so real that I know that it actually happened, because I was literally in the same astral as, like, my same position of my room, same position of the unit, same position of the window. I was in that astral realm but I'm not sure what level I was on in the astral. I just know that there were alien bots coming after me.
Yeah, lucky you. You get all the good ones, don't you?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that they're all the good ones, but they're some of the interesting ones.
Yeah, all the Hollywood movies. Just go and talk to Alison and she'll sit you down and...
Like, we all have crazy dreams. Like, there's like so many crazy dreams, but that was one of the craziest ones I've had. Yeah.
So after that, it took you a few weeks to recover from doing a shootout with AI bots.
Yeah.
And you're saying you had another interesting dream.
Yeah, so I had another interesting dream, not in the same time frame, but I remember when I was living with my parents. And this, I don't know which one is more interesting. They're both pretty interesting, in their own way. I remember being in a a realm, you could say. Yeah, most likely a realm. And I could see all these people running. And then when I looked ahead of me, there were these giants, and they were all cloaked in purple robes. And they had no faces. All they had were stars for eyes. And I would see people literally running through their cloaks. So I thought, okay, cool, I'm going to go run through their cloaks and see what happens. So as I run towards this giant being's cloak, I feel his hand pick me up, and then I wake up. And I literally could, as I was waking up, I could literally feel pretty much his thumb and his middle finger around my waist. So, and the only thing I can think of is, and I think we, after I spoke to you about it, we've actually had a discussion on that. There's a possibility that they are like either the guardians or the keepers of the different realms or dimensions or something along those lines.
Yeah. Yeah, because you were saying that they were like, what did you say, 50 foot tall, 100?
Yeah, something along those lines. Not
like massive, weren't they?
Not really like massively massive giants. But they're not as tall as like a double-story house or not a double-story house, not as tall as like a skyscraper.
Okay.
They were a bit shorter than a skyscraper.
Okay.
But still quite big, because the drapery of their clothing was like massive folds of drapery. I'm not very good with feet. I have no idea how tall something is, but I don't think they were as tall as like a skyscraper.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. But I just remember, it was so vivid. I have no idea what astral realm I was in, or if I was in the place in between, if there is that exists. I'm guessing that does exist, the place in between. But yeah, I literally remember the hand being pulled, waking up, and I remember those eyes. I remember the eyes. And I remember I just remember everything. Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
So
that sounds a little bit more better than the bot one.
Yeah. Do you know what? I keep wondering what could have I seen if they just allowed
you?
Yeah.
Or would you still be in this realm?
Or would I still be in this realm?
Yeah.
Or this reality?
Yeah.
Or would I have gone to a reality? So maybe they stopped me because obviously they knew that I didn't belong into the reality that
you're running into, that you didn't know you're running into.
Exactly.
You're just running for the running sake.
Yeah, because I just wanted to see why everyone else was running. I just wanted to see what was going on behind the cloaks. So who knows? Obviously they knew that I was not meant to be there.
Yeah, and it's interesting, how would they know who would be allowed to go through and who, I guess, would be frequency?
I guess so. So maybe each reality has a certain frequency, so our frequency matches to this reality. And then say, for example, in a parallel universe, that frequency, it has its own frequency. Maybe or dimension has its own frequency, or something along those lines.
If anybody out there knows what we're talking about and has more information, please share.
Would love to know who these beings are. Yeah. So what about you?
I'm going to tell you two stories. The first one was, this is going back when I was probably in maybe late 20s, early 30s perhaps, and I was doing a lot of crystal work, and I just had a dream where I was completely lucid, and I was staring up at this, like it was this massive rose quartz crystal, and beside me was crystals as well, like a crystal cluster next to me. And the sky, the ground, everything was this amazing pinky magenta colour. And I was just staring at this crystal mountain, and I was like, I can't believe this is amazing, extraordinary. And it was so lucid, like I was literally there, a bit like, the dreams you just expressing just a moment ago. So I went, just like, I'm going to go for a walk to see if I get to this mountain. But before I do that, just in case I do wake up, I'm going to take there were some crystals that were loose, and I thought, to guarantee I know that this is real in my waking state, I'm going to pick up a crystal, put it in my pocket. So when I woke up, I knew I was there.
Yep.
As soon as I did that, that was it. I was back.
Oh, what?
I was like, I was devastated. And I tried to go back there for like years. No. I'd do meditations on it because I wanted to know more about this particular place because it was so beautiful. I can't even describe the beauty of it. Like it was so in this 4D realm of colours. It's similar, I guess, to the aura colours where it's a lot more fluoro. It was like that was like more surreal colours. It was just so vibrant and so magnificent in colour, the pinky magenta colours. And I just could never go back there. So, okay, bug that up. Next time I just don't touch anything and just see if I could just, experience it without picking stuff up. Because you know that you have some dreams that's so real that it's like if I just take that with me, then I'll know that I've been there. Yeah. But maybe that doesn't work that way.
No, maybe it doesn't work that way at all because I guess because you're in a different frequency.
Yeah, I know that, but in my mind, in that moment, it's like I just want to take a little
remembrance.
Yeah, that amazing, this amazing crystal energy.
Wow. And it's interesting that as you went to go grab it, as soon as you try to pick it up or grab for it,
instantly
you
woke
up.
Instantly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I was out of the dream and just sitting there, bugger.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. Then I had another dream where I was found myself on a massive spaceship craft, and I believe it was some sort of I don't know, it was a Galactic Federation or some sort of council or something like that. And there was a meeting, and from all beings, there was probably, I don't know, would have been maybe 10 of us there in this meeting on this craft, this spaceship. In a way, the spaceship reminded me a little bit like the Star Trek Enterprise. You can see the windows, big, massive windows out looking at the stars and everything like that. And I was there representing humanity.
Oh, wow.
So I'm like, and everybody's like, what's he doing here? Well, he's representing humanity. And I felt really inferior. All these beings seem to be so highly intelligent, high technology, like really higher beings, and here I am. I really felt insuperior. Really, but you're here and you're representing, humanity.
So, do you remember the topics that you guys spoke
No
about?
idea.
Oh.
No, I was spewing. I was like, but it was quite serious, and I knew it was very important.
Okay.
And I just behaved myself and just tried to be as intelligent as I could be. So that was a really mind-blowing experience, and that again was lucid as well, like completely 100% lucid. And
wow, yeah, that would have been cool to see different beings.
Yeah, I can't remember all the beings there, but there was quite a few. I feel from memory there was beings there that I not really seen before. They're a little bit different than what I've had experiences with before. And so, yeah, so that was really cool. But yeah, it would have been fantastic if I could remember the conversations.
That would have been so amazing.
But maybe because it was important,
maybe
you weren't allowed to remember. So you couldn't express it in your realm, maybe. So because I guess Scott was not an emergency, but was very important, very serious matter for these different beings, because it was all about all of us, not just about this planet or realm, but it was about everything. So there must have been something big playing out to gather one species that represent their species. So I happen to be
So you're the chosen one.
The chosen human. Yeah, no idea why, because there's a lot more people out there who are a lot more knowledgeable than me but I don't know.
But what an amazing experience.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. It would have been an awesome experience.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Compared to our everyday waking life here.
Well, I was just thinking how amazing or how interesting is it when we have these moments where we have a greater understanding, and then we wake up and we're human again. And that greater understanding or greater experience is like, oh, okay, now I've got to go and, live my life.
Yeah, I also had another dream where I was another craft. I feel it was Syrian craft, and I was in a standing up pod. We talk about pods a bit, and it was a healing like a medibed.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so I was in there for a while, and I don't even know if it looked like me or not, but I knew it was me. And it was a lot of lights around and stuff like that. And I think, again, maybe the light frequency was like a pinky magenta colour again from memory.
Oh, cool.
And then I was there for quite a while because I don't think I was doing that great. I think there was a lot of stuff going on as per usual. But the next day I woke up, I felt bloody amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, like energy back. I just felt really fantastic.
Wow.
Never experienced that again.
Oh.
But it's like, geez, I would need a couple of those once a week.
Oh, that would be so cool.
So that was, I've had a few.
Yeah.
So I've done a few hypnotherapy sessions with parts of myself being galactic and, all that sort of experiences.
Yeah, I remember one where that's just popped into my head, a dream. Like, I remember quite a few dreams popping into my head right now. But this one in particular, I remember I think I was an archaeologist or something.
Digging up.
Which is, as I've always wanted to be growing up in this lifetime and realising that my archaeology is not to dig in the dirt like you keep telling me.
No, it's not about digging in the dirt.
No, it hasn't. Not this lifetime.
So to speak.
Yeah, well, not this time. Not like the physical dirt. But I remember the visual was it was like the 1920s setup. Because everything, like when you go dig in the dirt, everyone was wearing brown, that khaki colour for some reason. And I had a friend of mine named Walter with me. And I don't know how I knew this guy, this friend, but I do remember coming into, you could say, like the area where everyone gathered to, talk and stuff like that. And I had Walter with me. And then Walter and I went for a walk outside and down to the lake area. And then all of a sudden, I'm holding Walter, Walter's holding both of my hands. And then everything just breaks down around me. Literally everything is breaking down around me. And I remember wanting to look up, but not wanting to look up at the same time because I was so scared to see what I was going to see. And literally, so this could be another experience of maybe the Matrix breaking down around me. I was just
thinking that as you were saying that.
Because when in the dream, literally, like everything was breaking down around me, and I thought I could see space on the other side of that. So like nebulas and stars and those kinds of things. But I was so scared to look up because I didn't know what I was going to see. But at the same time, it was like I was seeing space and nebulas and stars. And Walter and I were just like floating in midair. So that was another dream and for some reason, in that dream, that was the only one that I remember someone with a name. I have no idea who this person is, who this being is, because there's no Walter that we know of.
No, but maybe when you're out of here, you might reconnect with him and you go, oh, remember me, Walter?
Maybe, yeah.
You go, yeah, that's right. I've been trying to remember you while I'm being in this reality.
So, yeah, that was another one, which I just realised might be another experience that I've had with the Matrix breaking down around me.
Things breaking down around you. The tower card.
Man, the tower card. Yeah.
I also had another one pop in my head.
Yeah.
And you got us thrown out of the moon.
Oh, no, that's right.
Yeah. So tell everybody about that one because I was like, oh, geez, you get us into all sorts of shit.
Oh, that's right. So this one, I remember we were in a car and we were flying. So and we were flying and we landed on the moon. And I don't remember if we had suits on or anything when we got out of the car. I don't remember that. But I remember that there were actual buildings on the moon.
Buildings or domes?
I don't know if they were actual buildings or domes. I just know that we walked through like glass doors as if it was a building.
Okay.
And there were heaps of people around in these dwellings, you could say, buildings, dwellings, domes, whatever it was. And there were I think we went to the bar or something along those lines, and some lady had a go at me for something. Do you remember what I said? Because I don't fully remember what I said. She had a go at me. Oh, something about clothing.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was like I was trying to show someone a jacket or something. It was this. These are the parts that are like a bit sketchy and a bit weird. But I think I was trying to show a lady about a jacket or something, and then this other lady had a go at me, and I think I said something along the lines of, or that doesn't, something about that doesn't exist in here, or I went her, and I pretty much told her that all this stuff is bullshit, doesn't exist. I just full on went her. And then the next thing, all hell breaks loose, and I think I remember us being booted off the moon, and we were never welcome back again.
Yeah, I remember you telling me the next morning and go, geez, okay. Geez, how many places you want to get us kicked out of? Because didn't you say there was a massive brawl or something happening, or fighting?
Something along those lines. I don't remember fully exactly what was said. I just remember, I remember kind of bits and pieces of a lady having a go at me, and I just like went at her and pretty much I think I pretty much told her that her reality isn't real, that none of this exists or something along those lines. And then all hell broke loose, people running everywhere. Like literally, it was like I just had told them that Santa Claus doesn't exist, and everyone just went crazy. And then, we got booted out. We weren't allowed to go back again, which is actually not such a bad thing.
Yeah, because the moon's not that great.
No, I never really understood everyone's fascination with it.
Programming.
Well, yeah. And that is another topic that we can talk about.
Yeah, that's a pretty interesting topic. Yeah, that's going to, yeah, people just do your research on the moon stuff, moon matrix, stuff like that. There's a lot of stuff out there.
Yeah. So, but besides, this isn't about the moon matrix. This is about our dreams and our experiences. And
I know, but it's just funny how it's about that, though.
Well, that's one of the dreams that I had. And then there's heaps others. There's other dreams, where I was in bed, and then all of a sudden I'm waking up out of bed, but there's another female with me, and all I remember is us pretty much being sucked up from the floor into a craft. But after that, I have no idea what happens.
You just remind me about something else. I was coming back from Sydney with a mate, and I was 21, 22, would have been 22, 23. And we had to drive back. We ran out of money. Couldn't find a job in Sydney. So we drove back in his Pulsar, red Pulsar. Great car back in the day. And we both couldn't drive anymore. It was late at night. It was 2 o'clock in the morning or something ridiculous. And pulled over. And next thing you know, I was in this craft of all these beings, which happened to be greys, all pretending to have faces of people that I knew on their faces.
So how did you know they were greys?
Because I could see through their hologram faces of people that I knew, and it was bloody creepy. I don't know how long I was there for, but next thing you know, because I was screaming in there trying to get out, next thing you know, I was back in the car, screaming in the car, and my mate next to me, and he's like, what's going on? I said, we've just both been abducted by a craft. He's like, don't be stupid. Jeez, you really are tired, aren't you, Jason? And I haven't got that one, because that was just craziness. Yeah.
And you're reminding me another one with the grey experience.
Yeah, there's probably many.
Yeah, there's quite a few. But mine, I was with people in Byron, because I was doing a festival with one of the guys that I knew from doing shamanic training, and I was at their place, and I remember falling asleep. Well, I don't actually remember falling asleep. I just thought I was still awake, but there was lights in my eyes, but I couldn't actually see what was going on. I just could see a light in my eyes. And then I looked down, and I could see this like a laser light on my lower abdomen. And then I remember putting my arm down there to try and fight, like to stop whatever's going on. And this hand just grabbed my wrist, and I was like saying pretty much, you have no permission to do this. And it literally grabbed my wrist, and I woke up.
Wow.
So I have, most likely I have a fair idea of who that was and what was going on there. But that was one of the most creepiest I've experienced as well.
There's probably too many
There's
to count.
heaps.
Yeah, there's so much of that.
And we could probably talk another episode on the
Yeah,
different
sit
dreams.
down and work on dreams. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably not a stupid idea.
Because the astral realm is, what would you say? Would you say the astral realm has different levels?
I reckon it does, yes. Yeah, just like this particular reality, and there's all different realities and different dimensions and expressions of dimensions. So I believe that there's every dimension has octaves. Like, say, I can remember it's 12 or 13 octaves within every dimension. So you might be working in like a 3D dimension, but you might be on the higher aspect of it. There might be like 8 or 9 octave within a dimension, which makes a big difference if you're talking to somebody who's in a 4D, 3 octave. There's a big difference of frequency gap there. You know, somebody is 5D and somebody's 4D, 3 octave. So I'd be thinking, but I'm not 100% sure, that the astral would be octaves within that realm as well, that dimensional frequency.
Yeah, because I think I've only heard you and someone else discuss that in between the dimensions there's octaves, like different levels.
Like a piano, I guess.
I was just about to say that, like a keyboard kind of thing.
Yeah, piano with different keys.
Yeah.
Within the keys, there's the white ones and the black ones.
Yeah, so I've only heard you and someone else actually say that. I haven't really heard anyone else speak about the different octaves, because pretty much everyone is like saying, okay, you jump from 4 to 5.
Yeah, no, that'd be great if it was that simple. But no, you have to work your way through your frequency to be able to get to the next dimensional frequency.
And that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it doesn't make sense that you can just jump from 4 to 5.
No, and everybody's crazy about this 5D stuff, and I don't feel that 5D is as big as what people perceive it to be.
But I think people perceive it to be quite big because it's a big leap from 3D.
Yeah, well, people say that 3D doesn't exist anymore. It's all 4D, which is the mind realm.
As we know that the mental realm isn't always the best
mental realm
either.
Yeah. So you can pick up people's thoughts a lot more easier. You know, heaps of people do that now. Because it's the mental realm. All the streamings or the mental realm.
Exactly.
Well, the 5Gs, pretty much it's all just streaming of frequency. It's all mental realm.
Yeah.
And the reason why people are really excited about the 5D arena is because it's more of a heart connected to the heart space.
Yeah.
But my thing is that we need to be balanced in not just have an open heart and a big heart and caring and nurturing, but also be a balanced mind as well, which is really important.
Yeah, and you have expressed that to me quite a lot, to the point where I do, because I used to be more mental, and I really had to work on healing and expanding my heart, to the point now where I do actually understand that it is really important to be both. Yeah.
Yeah, and when I was working in a well-known shop in Victoria as a healer, I was told about to have a really good level of clairvoyance, you need to have a fairly balanced, open heart to be able to see a lot more clearly. So, I just had people coming in that want to see, and it's like, oh, okay, let's try working on their heart space, and their heart space was closed down and traumatized. So, yeah, the heart's massively important.
Yeah, a lot of the experience.
But the head is massively important.
Yeah, well, both, because we both discussed, with the mind is the direction.
Yeah.
And the heart is, you could say, like the engine behind it.
Yeah. Oh, well, the heart's the feminine and the mind's the masculine.
Exactly.
And we're living in a very massive masculine environment.
Exactly. Especially with all the streaming, the 5G, which we'll talk about in another episode as well. Yeah, it's hugely masculine. And for any of those that are listening at the moment, there are actual beings in the room that have been with us since we've started this conversation, because I have felt like one to the right of me as well, and I'm pretty sure you would have felt some around as well.
Yeah, well, everybody just wants to have a listen in and see what we're going to be talking about.
Yes, our topics usually are very popular whenever we have a discussion.
Usually get a lot of activity when I'm cooking dinner or in the kitchen, or there's a lot of stuff that goes on there.
Yeah, exactly. Not entirely too sure what they're saying or if they're saying anything, but it's mainly what are they want to listen. They want to hear what's going on with us.
Yeah, that's why we do revocations at the start and at the end. We don't record it, but we do revocations.
And what we've discovered that doing an order and a revocation is actually really good. I think that might be something that we can discuss on another.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Another episode.
It's another topic. We've got about 50 of them, so we just got to get through them all. Got plenty of content, plenty of listening.
Yeah. So anything else that you can share of your own knowledge and understanding of what the astral realm is?
Well, it's just another dimensional frequency, really. It's just another, when we go to sleep, we go to another realm. And there's, I remember we were talking to somebody ages ago, and they were talking about there's the fake astral dream state, and then there's the real one. Remember we were doing revocations on that as well.
I do remember before I fell asleep in bed, I would say something about only going to the real astral realm. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess there's, because we live in a duality, a universal duality within this universe, duality that I'm aware of. Correct me if I'm wrong. And so there's that duality of, positive and negative, or, fun, loving to not, it's the shadow and light scenario.
Yeah, pretty much.
So that would make sense that, every realm may have its own shadow and light, unless you get to the higher frequencies.
Yeah.
But I think you have to be up to 6, 7 D. But then again, I know I've been there. I've been in the higher realms, but not that I can remember at this stage, because I'm in this little 4D, 5D experience.
And I reckon we'll get there.
Yeah, I'd love everybody to get there.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get rid of all this, move and clear all this rubbish that's going on with the governments and all, just supporting and loving each other, and
yeah, absolutely,
not manipulating each other, and everybody be abundant and just fulfilling their dreams, and just living an awesome experience, which the game was designed for the experience, not for all this other stuff to play out. It's my understanding.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, and I know we've deviated from talking about dreams, but that's what we kind of do sometimes in our conversations.
Yeah, so you might want to put your seatbelts on sometimes, because it's like, where are they going now? Dreams a minute ago and 5D the next, but it all,
it's all connected.
It
is all connected. So, but yeah, there's so much that goes on in this. I don't even know if you could call it a reality anymore, but let's call it a game. Yeah.
Yeah, game experience.
So is there anything else that you want to share with everyone?
Not at this stage. I'm pretty happy. I can't think of any other dreams at the moment, so it's interesting how they've popped up, which I forgot about. So we maybe had some help with the beings in the room with that.
Possibly, because you were talking, and then all of a sudden the one with Walter popped in my head, and I'm pretty sure that was because of the person standing to the right of me.
Yeah, so interesting about the galactic arena popping into this conversation with our dreams. So
yeah, they just want to be in on the show too.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, well, thank you everyone for tuning into our conversation. I hope you enjoyed it.
Babble on.
So stay tuned for our next episode, and we will catch you later.
We'll catch you in the next one.
See you later.
See you later. Cheers. Bye.